The beautiful thing about wilderness is that it reminds you that there's so much more out there than yourself, and you can sort of get outside of yourself and listen and be still.
We need those places where we're reminded that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. And wilderness does that. And we need it. It matters. And what wilderness managers do matters. We promised, as public servants, to take care of America's National Wilderness Preservation System. How do we honor that promise?
The seeds of a wilderness ethic began in this country back in the 1920s with folks like Arthur Carhart. Carhart was sent up to Trapper Lake, up in the flat tops in Colorado, to survey the area around the lake so that it could be developed for recreation for the Forest Service. And when he got there, he saw something that maybe others didn't. He saw the value of the wild experience and felt like developing it would diminish the area's value to the American people, not to enhance it, and felt that the country had to take action in order to preserve those opportunities and to begin those first efforts to protect the wild places of our country.
You've chosen wisely to be here in this course. The Wilderness Act demands of us some of the best thinking and some of the most difficult kinds of dedication to its spirit.
The Arthur Carhart National Wilderness Training Center was established in 1993. Our purpose is to train other federal employees and our leadership on all of the merits of the Wilderness Act, all of the requirements that they are responsible for implementing the Act, along with educating the public and other citizens and visitors of wilderness.
Secure for the American people of present and future generations the benefits of an enduring resource of wilderness. The National Wilderness Preservation System was created because of this. This is the purpose. So how do we protect those wilderness benefits? Yeah.
The whole purpose of the Carhart Center is to empower agency employees and the public to take care of their National Wilderness Preservation System.
We put on training through traditional classroom style sessions. We also give them exercises on how to navigate through a decision-making process.
What would you need to know to make that kind of a decision? Who's got an idea? Yes.
In wilderness, we're trying to maintain this elusive concept of wilderness character. That's why we send our managers here to Carhart to learn the law so that they can protect the character of these wild places, but also make smart decisions that are in the best interest of the people we serve.
It goes back to people's expectation of what wilderness is. That's critical. So being from Fish and Wildlife Service, Park Service, Bureau of Land Management, and Forest Service, we discussed a number of tough decisions we have to make that seem counter to the Wilderness Act.
Well, the training part here at Arthur Carhart is essential to our land management employees to be able to better understand why wilderness is important, what constitutes appropriate management of wilderness. Having a course that gives them the ability to discuss with their peers the things that they're going to face, and then gives them an experience of actually going out into the wilderness and experiencing what it is to be in the wilderness is important.
So you'll be going into the Bob Marshall Wilderness Complex. We all call it the Bob.
We're going to be traveling this trail at the speed of horse, 3 miles an hour, and I encourage you to look around and see things.
You really need to be hands-on to really learn and have that experience, and Arthur Carhart provides that experience. To be in the field, understanding what the wilderness ethic means and how important it is for ourselves to have that feeling, but hopefully we can help others experience it in the future.
As managers, sometimes I think we get in the trap of we've got to sit behind that desk and answer the phone calls, and I think there's some real value as a manager to get out into the places you manage. I think what I learned most is just we have a great responsibility to protect these special areas, to manage them for current and future generations.
By doing this training actually in the wilderness, we could point out at many turns the different issues that we are facing. So we got to see that firsthand and discuss those as a group.
The training here has been really helpful. That really helped me understand better what we're trying to accomplish, why it's important to be thoughtful about how we're doing things. Whenever we go in to do anything, we should be thinking, what is the purpose of that activity? Are we going to benefit the wilderness character long term, or is it a convenience factor? It's going to make my job a lot easier when I go back to the refuge to figure out how we're going to manage it moving forward.
One of the things that we want to do as wilderness managers is to make a difference. It's our job to uphold the principles and characteristics of wilderness. And if we don't do it, then who will?
A great aspiration of mine is for the American citizen in the future to have a respect for a wilderness, defining what it is it means to be an American citizen. If we do that well, if you do that well, you will contribute toward that particular outcome. And I would suspect that though they may never remember who it is that we are, is that they will be grateful for the kinds of choices and decisions that you've made.
You know, these spaces are special, and I think that's the whole point of what Congress did in the Wilderness Act, was put something in place to preserve it for those that are going to come after us. And we need to do all we can do to make sure that we do our jobs to do that.